What a Catch, Part 120, a Miraculous Ladybug Fanfiction. If you haven't listened to the previous 119 parts, and you've just kind of skipped ahead to see the ending, I'm actually quite disappointed in you. It's kind of insulting to the author, if you think about it. Anyway, if you are one of the people who skipped the last part to just, finish the series quickly, please enjoy the story as it's meant to be enjoyed. Anything else discredits me as a writer. If you haven't already, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and comment down below in support and as a thank you for the series that I've put this much work into. Now then. Oh, hey kitty. I've got a cat in my lap and she might make noises during the recording. Anyway, on to the last part of What a Catch. You need to stop purring, Missy. I'm gonna stop petting you. The morning light trickled through the kitchen window, warming Adrien's hands. Snow was falling outside, which was unusual but not rare for December in Paris. Iced tea for breakfast? Marinette sat down in the chair beside him, a soft smile on her face. She was teasing him. "Well, what else would I have on Christmas Eve?" he asked, leaning forward for a kiss. She hesitated a moment after drawing away. Peach? Yeah, the stuff Nino got for me last month. You went through that quickly. There's a pineapple tazan I want to get soon as well. I think you'll have to wait for Christmas before you start making plans for new leaves. Oh? He smirked as she stood up to open the fridge for a gander inside. Will you be ready to go in an hour? It was nice of the newlyweds to invite us for brunch. You say newlyweds, but Chloe and Nathaniel will be there too. What about Lila? As far as I'm aware, she's still off on a retreat to find herself with Nuru. He stood up to wrap his arms around her waist, kissing her cheek as she reached for the cupboard beside them. Did you eat the Pop-Tarts? Yep. Boo. Adrien chuckled at her pouting face and sighed. He was happy. He was happy here, with her. There was a time he didn't think he deserved this. An hour later they were dressed up, hair pressed and shoes shined. I don't know why they wanted us dressed up like this for brunch, Adrien said, taking in the scent of Marinette's shampoo as she fixed his tie. They used the same shampoo, but there was something different about it when Marinette used it. Oh, shush now. It's a church. They're probably going to renew their vows or something. It's been 4 months since they got married. A lot has happened. He didn't respond, thinking of what she meant. Between the trial and therapy, there wasn't much headspace to be concerned about other people's relationships. Do you think we should do that too? Renew our vows. She shrugged and kissed him, balancing on the top of her toes to reach. That'd be nice. They met Chloe and Nathaniel in the corridor at the church, interrupting what seemed to be a whispering quarrel. Come on, man, Nate said, clapping his hand on Adrien's shoulder. Follow me. Wait, what? Adrien barely had time to make eye contact with Marinette as they were whisked away in opposite directions. What was he going on about? Glad you could make it, my dude, Nino exclaimed, standing up from the couch in a waiting room. He was wearing a tux that matched Nathaniel's. Nino, what? Adrien began. You're getting married, my dude! He tilted his head to the side in confusion. Pardon? You and Marinette, you're getting married! We already are. Just Go with it, Nathaniel sighed. It's for the best. Adrien gave in by the time he was at the altar with some house remix of Here Comes the Bride blaring through the speakers. Did Marinette know about this? If she did, she wouldn't have let him come in a suit while the boys wore tuxes. He felt underdressed in comparison. That and the setting was bizarre. Music aside, Nino assumed the role of pastor, leaving Nathaniel to be his best man. Chloe approached them, chucking flowers on the floor with a deadpan, kill me now look before taking her place as a bridesmaid. But when Marinette walked in, Adrien lost his breath. Her hair was pinned up to show off her neck, and he recognized the tea-length dress as something he doodled for Ladybug before they even started dating. How? What? His thoughts were distracted by the tooth-filled smirk Alia sent him as she escorted her down the aisle. Yep. This was her doing. Marinette looked just as bewildered as he was, but the eye contact between them made them laugh. How they got a church all to themselves on Christmas Eve was a wonder in itself, but instead of fighting it, they may as well enjoy it in its ridiculousness. Dearly beloved dudes, Nino began, pulling out a baseball cap from inside the dictionary he held like a Bible. We gather here today for some dope matrimony for these two buds. I'd normally ask if there's anyone who'd like to, veto or something, but I'm really not in the mood for it. So, Adrien Agreste, do you take Marinette to be your lawfully wedded dude? Adrien couldn't hide his amusement at Nino's choice of words. Yeah, I do. I take her to be my, lawfully wedded dude. What about you, Mare? Do you take my bro to be your lawfully wedded dude? She couldn't answer through her laughter. Hold on a moment. Wow. Do you need a moment? Nope. I'm fine. It's fine. Yeah. I'll take your bro in marriage. I do. Yeet! Nino exclaimed, slamming the dictionary shut. Do people even say that anymore? Nathaniel asked. Ta-da, Chloe said, unenthused. She pulled a confetti popper, a direct contrast to the look on her face. Can we go eat now? Adrien shot a glance at Marinette as their friend shuffled to the side door. The only response he had was to laugh, because the whole thing was ridiculous. Did you know about this? He asked. Nope. She was holding in her laughter again. It's a shame. I would have prepared vows for my lawfully wedded dude. You know what he forgot? You may now kiss your lawfully wedded dude. Adrien's face melted into a smile as she threw her arms behind his neck, leaning on the top of her toes to reach. He slid a hand behind her neck as he drew her closer, but their smiles got in the way. Even so, it was a memorable kiss. They held the quiet as long as they could, succumbing to the noise outside the chapel when voices called their names. They joined their friends in the banquet hall, delightfully surprised with a number of brunch items, most of which weren't a waistline's friend. So, does anyone have any news since the last time we gathered? Nino asked, beckoning them to a table with a wave of his hand. Stock value increased for the first time since the public found out the head of Agreste Fashion was Gabriel Agreste, Adrien said. I saw that. I also saw why, Alia commented. Adrien could do nothing but shrug. He'd broken the code. The world now knew that Cat Noir was the successor of the Agrest Fashion Company. Oops. Yeah, dude, Nino said. That was very Tony Stark of you. You watched the press conference? Who hasn't? I wish you gave the Ladybug permission to release that scoop, Alia said. I wish you talked about it with me first, Marinette added. Oops. Yeah, revealing his identity to the world was a spur-of-the-moment idea, but his father getting shipped off to prison nearly bankrupted him. Chloe, do you not like the champagne? He asked, trying to change the subject. He'd have to face the confrontation eventually, but not today. All eyes turned to her, frozen with a water glass pressed to her lips. No, she began, looking away. Don't be ridiculous. I'm living a sober life. Marinette narrowed her eyes, accenting Adrien's suspicion. Chloe lived for the bourgeois, high-profile lifestyle, champagne included. What are you, pregnant? Alia joked. Her lack of a retort took them by surprise. There was no way, right? Who would even be up to her standards? Chloe muttered something and looked away, accenting their curiosity. What was that? I'm 8 weeks pregnant, okay? Chloe yelled, slamming her drink down and picking up a fork to shovel food with. The table exchanged glances, and Adrien picked up on Nathaniel's body language. Interesting. Really? Since when have the two of you? He began. Remember when we got into that big fight at the Hawkmoth press release 2 months ago? Nate said. Yeah, we couldn't find you for a while after that. Oh. That's why. Okay. Well, congratulations, Marinette cut in. I saw you tear up at the Winnie the Pooh baby shoes the other day. I'll pick some up for you, okay? It was clear no one else knew how to respond, so Adrien changed the subject. Man, it makes me wonder where we'll all be 5 years from now. Hopefully Alia and I have our own little dudes by then, Nino said. I wouldn't be surprised if you had some of your own. Marinette's dreamed of kids for as long as I've known her. Adrien's chest tightened. They talked about it, but he was worried about messing them up. I suppose we'll have to start with that hamster. Alia laughed, knowing what he was referring to. You're not getting off that easily. You're going to have twins. I can feel it. Oh, those first 4 years would be stressful. Don't even joke about that, Marinette said. Nope, I've decided. Hear me out. I'm cursing you with twins for your first pregnancy. Well, Adrien chuckled, throwing his arm behind his wife. At least it'll make Christmas special. Wow, Marinette. Looks like your husband is quite the catch. Most people would flinch in fear at the thought. You said something similar at your wedding, she replied. What? Adrien was lost. He had no memories of his best friend's wedding, after all. Alia gave me a push to go after you at her wedding. You'd flown in from New York to make it, and she was drunk and going on and on about your looks, your charm, your money, the whole package. I kind of remember that, actually, Alia said. He caught the bouquet, right? Yeah. Then you were all like, wow, a catch that can catch. Sober me will not apologize for drunk me. She wasn't wrong. The table cracked up as Marinette rolled her eyes. It was nice that they decided to get together once a month, but it always had a ridiculous side. Adrien didn't mind it. as the time felt warm and soft, regardless of what little fights they got into. Adrien knew, at the moment, that he loved his life. He had a wife who loved and supported him, friends that went through the thick and thin with him, a company to rebuild, and a father in prison. Sure, it made his life complicated, but it was his, and he was excited about the future. He'd missed the last few years, but he was going to live in spite of that. He was going to make the years with Marinette the best years anyone ever had. That's all, folks. Thank you so much for listening to all 120 parts. It's been an interesting 2 years, I guess. Anyway, if you would like to enjoy more fanfiction, you can click on one of these playlists. And if you haven't already, meaning you've just binge-watched this one series, I would highly recommend subscribing to this channel. I mean, like, not to be self-conscious or self-bragging, but I think it's pretty dope. Anyway, I'll catch you next time.